By a show of fingers, are any of you current federal government workers? None of you. Any of you former federal government workers? No. Okay. By a show of fingers, who's heard about the Doge team that Elon Musk has put together and operating inside the government? Okay. You've heard?
A little bit.
Antonio, you've heard nothing about it a lot?
Just a little bit about Elon Musk. I see it on social media. Him and Trump is getting together. I mean,
Okay.
so
All right. Charles, what have you heard
about Doge?
Yeah.
It's funny because I never knew about Doge before in any past administrations. If it was there, I was not aware of it. So I was like, what is Doge? Department of Government Efficiency. And I think that they're doing their job. They're finding inefficiencies throughout the government, and they're doing something about it immediately. And I appreciate that.
Okay. Thomas, what have you heard about him?
Well, this is my first time hearing about Doge. I mean, I hadn't followed that form of government in the past, but I'm just hearing about it since Elon Musk has been kind of spearheading things. It's causing some chaos in some areas. I mean, he's doing some good, but also he's doing some stuff that he has no business doing. But he wasn't voted as a vice president. And the vice president, he babysitting somewhere. So
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So how many of you think that there was a Department of Government Efficiency before Trump was president? Is Doge something? How many of you think Doge is something that has been around for a long time and you just never heard of it? Anybody fit in that category? One of you. Okay. So I'd like to know whether on balance you approve or disapprove of what Elon Musk has done in the Trump administration with Doge. So by a show of fingers, who approves of what Elon Musk is doing with Doge? I got 3 of you. Who disapproves? And Marlon, what about you?
I don't think should I answer it because I don't know too much about it, so I just didn't want to.
Well, I mean, on balance, you've heard a little bit of what Elon Musk is doing, right?
Not a lot of it. I just happened to turn on Google News and it was there, and I seen something that was like a little clip of some stuff, but I wasn't really paying attention to it.
That's fine. I'll just say that you didn't know either way. That's all right. So for the 3 of you who approve, why do you approve? Doris.
Because every company needs someone to audit them. You shouldn't be an untouchable. You shouldn't be a sacred cow. They're there to maximize productivity and efficiency. I used to manage restaurants. We had health inspectors. We had inspectors. Nobody's off limits. Everybody needs auditors and inspectors to make sure they're getting the most out of that situation. So of course, it's being reported that they were rough and rude and this and that, but people are going to say that. But you know what? They're working for the government. We're going to have IRS. We're going to have all those agencies, but they're there to maximize efficiency and productivity. And sometimes the actions hurt, but you got to do it. Everybody needs to be checked in on.
Got it. Charles, quickly, why do you approve?
Just like Doris said, I think I appreciate, Elon Musk and Donald Trump running the government like a company. In any business, you look for those, just like Maurice was saying, you look for those inefficiencies and you do something about it. You find a solution. And I appreciate that.
Got it. For those who disapprove, why do you disapprove?
Well, as I said earlier, I disapprove on how he's handling the layoff of federal workers. There's a right and a wrong way to do it. Again, I said there's a difference between public and private sector as a way of doing things. Hence why the judge slapped him on the wrist and told him to bring those people back. Cut the fat. I agree with just how you doing it is the wrong way. And plus, for Elon, I think that's, to me, it's a conflict of interest. I mean, he has billions of dollars worth of contracts with the federal government already, and he's coming in and cleaning the house that way. I think he should separate himself from that, but that's just my opinion.
I just think the volume of the cuts, are there going to be unintended consequences that we didn't see until later down the road? So I just thought lower volume initially and incrementally increasing over time would have been more of a succinct model, or one that made sense.
Thank
I
you.
would say that I believe that he's been given too much power. In what Donald Trump, I know they partners in crime, but he's been given too much power to do the things that he's been doing, and getting access to things that he should not have access to. Which some access has been revoked and others have been approved. So I think that his role, he's come in, and I've never seen anybody so close to the president that is not voted in to a vice president or another office, where he's come in and he's doing things, he's having fun, just actually running the country, telling Trump what to do.
Well, let me ask you a question about just a very quick show of fingers. Who thinks having Musk with this much power makes Trump look weaker? Anybody feel that way? That Musk is overshadowing Trump? No?
No.
By a show of fingers, does anybody think that this makes Vice President Vance look weak? Three of you.
I can answer that. I mean, well, I'll put my hand up for that, because if anybody that's coming in, I know you didn't ask me this question personally, but yeah, that will make a person look weak who's already in office. The person that's not in office, just because they got billions of dollars, that don't mean they have a right of way to, to even voice their opinion on certain things. But
Okay,
the United States.
got it. So Elon Musk shares the Silicon Valley ethic of move fast and break things. How many of you, some of you heard that phrase before? Silicon Valley, they live by the motto, live fast and break things. Okay. By a show of fingers, I'm sorry. And what he says, what Musk says is, if something goes wrong, he'll just stop and correct it. That's just his approach. Move fast, break things. If I break something, let's just fix it and then we'll move on. By a show of fingers, who thinks this is a smart way to attempt to cut waste in the federal government?
A smart way?
A smart way to attempt to cut waste in the federal government. So the three of you. Okay. What's smart about it?
They're moving fast, quick.
You got 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Denzel, what's not smart about it?
I don't know, like, other than, I mean, just going too fast and looking back, and you need to rehire, or we have deficiencies in areas in which we don't have the same level of support. I think it would just be smart to do it at a lower rate, and you still have the same outcome. It might be 12 months as opposed to 6, but I think you still get the same outcome.
Okay.
Kind of like do like a little, like almost like a test trial, like to then expand to a larger number.
Okay. I have a show of fingers. Who's heard any comments from Elon Musk in the past month about Social Security? Denzel has. Antonio has. Denzel, what did Jeffrey too? Sorry, Jeffrey, what did you hear him say?
I heard him saying, he and his team went in and they found evidence where people are 100, 120 years old, 150 years old, still receiving Social Security checks. That's about the most things I've heard so far about it.
Okay. Denzel, what did you hear?
I thought I heard something about there's going to be large changes to how it's handled or administered. I think to Jeffrey's point, because of fallacies, fakes, frauds, whatever the case may be. But I've heard just changes to the process.
Antonio, what did you hear?
Yeah, I heard the same thing like Jeffrey said. I heard that, they was still giving out benefits to people that, that passed away and stuff like that. Social Security, man, it's all messed up. So it needs to be kind of like reformed, in my opinion. So
Hey, so Rich, one more. I think I did hear him say that Social Security is something like a Ponzi scheme.
Okay. Did that concern you, Jeffrey?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, for him to say that, that means he's going to come in and make some wholesale changes, which may or may not be good. So he's squared in. He's focused on the Social Security.
Okay. Other than Jeffrey, is anybody else also concerned about Musk's statements about Social Security? Take that as a no. Okay. By a show of fingers, are any of you federal government workers? If you work for the federal government now? No. And by a show of fingers, who's heard about the Doge team, DOGE team, that Elon Musk is operating inside the government? Who's heard about the Doge team? All 5 of you have. Kasim, what have you heard about them?
I heard about them doing a bunch of audits and saving America money, digging into where money was going or where it shouldn't have been going, and just digging into the background of finances from government funds.
Okay. Anybody heard anything different?
I mean, I heard that, but I heard a little bit more. I heard like they got the numbers wrong at some point. They keep saying they say there's so much money, but I don't see how this is really going to benefit us on like a personal basis. Like, how are you saving me money? I get you saving the country, but like I want to see how it relates to me personally. That's all I had to say.
Okay. So I'd like to know whether on balance you approve or disapprove of what Elon Musk has done in the Trump administration with Doge. So by a show of fingers, who would say that you approve?
What if we don't know either?
Yeah,
I really
it's
don't
too
know.
early to decide.
Okay. Hold on a second. You guys are ahead. One of the greatest joys as a moderator is to have your respondents ahead of you, not behind you. Okay. All right. So I got 2 of you who approve, right? Joel and Ilya, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. The other 3 of you saying to me, are you saying to me it's too early to tell, or that you don't know enough to make a decision?
Both.
Kind of both.
Okay. But I mean, there's been a lot of news about this. You guys follow the news. So far, on balance, do you approve or disapprove of what he's doing?
I mean, I would say that I approve, but like the gentleman said just now, it's been reports that some of the numbers were off and that it might not have been accurate all the way. So I don't know. I also heard maybe some checks were going to be cut $5,000 maybe to the taxpayers. So
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very early.
Okay.
Sounds good though, but
all right. Okay, so And Paul, you're in that same category with Garland and Kasim, right? It's still too early to tell for you? Okay. Okay, so the two of you who approve. Tell me why you approve. Oh yeah, why do you approve?
I approve because they're forcing us to file our taxes, so we're technically doing an audit. So I think everybody should be audited. We should know where everything is and who's getting everything. So if it can happen to a regular person, it should be able to happen to the government. It should happen to the government more than it happens to a regular person.
All right, Joel. What about you? Joel,
I agree with that. I agree with. We should know where the money is. Audit the government. Audit the states. Audit the counties. Audit the towns. Audit all of that.
Now the Democrats could add where they could start auditing the senators and the Congress, like more than they audit like a regular person. We'll start believing in them more. We'll know where their money's coming from.
All right. So I want to go back to the three of you who haven't made up your minds yet. We're still thinking about it. So Kasim, you mentioned a few things that were on your mind about still trying to figure out whether this is a positive or a negative. Garland, what's going on in your mind about why you still haven't rendered a decision?
It's I haven't seen enough concrete evidence of anything. It's just everything's just been talk. All right, let's show us something. Let us see. Eventually it's going to have to happen because you spewing out too many numbers. So you're going to have to eventually show something. So it could still be just too early.
Okay. And Paul, what about you?
Well, after all the, I just want to see what the results of the audit's going to be, because we already know it's been a lot of spending under the table that we haven't seen money, the money that we haven't been getting. Like they said with them trying to stop the Social Security and everything else, it was families of generations that were still getting Social Security check from dead people. So that was money taken out of our pockets that, what I'm saying, we could have benefited from. And I'm just waiting to see what else they're going to audit and find out all these cutbacks and everything else that they've been throwing millions and billions of dollars that could have came to taxpayers. So
okay.
They need to audit the lottery.
All right. Good. So just hang on a second. Tell me about this $5,000 deal. What have you heard about it?
I heard that based on the money that was saved, Americans may get a $5,000 check. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but that's something that was mentioned as far as how it would benefit us. I did hear that.
Got it. A show of fingers. Who else had heard that?
some kind of stimulus.
Stimulus. There you go.
All of you had heard that. Okay, great. So Elon Musk shares the Silicon Valley ethos of, quote, move fast and break things, unquote. How many you guys heard that before? Silicon Valley, the idea is you want to move fast and break things. That's how you get stuff done.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So if something goes wrong, Musk says, in the process of moving fast and breaking things, he just stops and corrects it. That's the way he approaches this. By a show of fingers, who thinks this is a smart way to attempt to cut waste in the federal government? Everybody, so it's move fast, break things. You do something wrong, just clean up the mess and then move forward. Who thinks that that's
gotta have enough money to do that though?
That's pretty much what's going on now, though.
I'm gonna say it's like regular corporations. They do that every day.
Yeah.
This is kind of a normal thing. So
Yeah.
if you work in the private sector, this is or in tech or startups, this is how it goes. So that's like the new jobs now. That's kind of like that's regular. That's a everyday thing.
I get it. I get it's an everyday thing in business. My question is this a smart way to attempt to cut waste in the federal government?
Me? Yes.
I would say, yeah, we have no better option.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say yes.
Yeah.
Four of you do. Paul, what about you?
Yeah.
Trial and error. That's all we can do. Figure it out.
Okay, so basically you're saying there's no better way to do this.
The past
I say the way
ways
that's
ain't
been.
worked.
Yeah.
right. The way it's been going forever is
It ain't
nothing's
worked.
happened. So something's
Yeah,
happening now.
yeah.
Even if people are scared or they're now getting laid off from government jobs they have for 15 years, I experience that in my job every year. So once in 15 years, you'll be okay.
Okay. Hang on a second, just jotting a note. By a show of fingers, who has heard any comments from Musk in the past month about Social Security? Anybody heard comments from Elon Musk about Social Security? Ilya has. Anybody else?
I have.
No? One of you. What have you heard, Ilya?
Basically, where he was going over how they audited and they saw all these people that should be dead still getting Social Security
Oh, that.
checks.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I saw
So
Okay.
that.
Okay.
that's
That.
been
Okay.
going on
Yeah.
lately,
All right.
and I'm like,
Mhm.
you could just look up the bank accounts, do a reverse, see who's getting
Yeah.
it, boom, lock them up.
Yeah.
No one's going to jail, so this is still bothering me. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I did hear that. I'm
Yeah, I heard.
thinking something else.
Yeah,
Same here.
Yeah.
All right. Any of you hear him say Social Security is the greatest Ponzi scheme in history?
I did
I've
hear
heard of
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I've heard of
yeah.
that. I've
I
heard of
mean,
that.
we believe it though, so okay.
Joel, you're not troubled by that?
By Social Security being a great Ponzi scheme in history?
But by the allegation he's made that Social Security is a giant Ponzi scheme.
No, I'm not troubled by
Why is, I'm just curious, why is that not troubling?
that. Before, who I'm trying to think of who invented Social Security before Social Security. People just save their money in the banks, and you had your own money, and you got interest off of that money. When the Democrats came in, and I believe they, what was it? I'm Eisenhower or something, I think it was, and did the Social Security system, and now the government can do whatever they want with your money, and you don't get interest on your money. It just sits there. Well, it doesn't sit there, but they can use it, and it just sits there, kind of.
Okay. So in your history of Social Security, it's a Ponzi scheme because why? People are paying in and they're not getting any money out?
They're not
I
getting
wanna
interest on it. You're
I
putting
wanna
that
jump in
money
there.
in, and you're not getting any interest. You should be getting interest on it.
Okay.
If it's sitting there, give me interest.
Got it. Okay.
And not charge me taxes off of that interest, because yeah, give me interest.
All right. Got it.